Hi, I'm Jim Krause, and I've been a designer and an illustrator and a photographer for, I don't know, for a long time. And I've also written 17 or 18 books about design and about creativity. Now, as someone who does all these things, all these creative things for a living, I also just love making art on my own. And having done all this like creative stuff my whole life, just because that's what I do. I like to make stuff. Maybe you're the same. And maybe you're also the same in that you love color. I have found that color is amazing. You know, the effect that it has on our work can't be underappreciated or over-explained or whatever. Color is incredible. Now, I put together this video series where what I'm going to do is talk about my favorite ways of making this working with color process just go, okay, 3 things: easier, better, and faster. You can have all 3 if you approach color the right way. So I'm going to hand over some tips that have really been working for me over the years. And while I'm talking about this stuff, I just have to bring up every now and then this book I put together, Color Index XL. This thing is designed to be your tool when working with color. It's my tool too. I use this thing all the time. So that's going to come up now and then, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things when it comes to color. So join me, won't you? And check out this video. If you like what you see, then check out the other 5 videos that come after it. Let's say you're working on an illustration and it's going okay. And you get to the point where it's time to add color. What do? Well, you can just kind of look around the room, maybe close your eyes and think, I could take this blue-green, I can combine it with an olive pimento color, maybe a magenta, maybe a yellow, but then you start to get stressed. I do sometimes when I'm working this way because I want to see things with my eyes more than in my head, and I start to get mildly stressed because I'm like, well, which blue-green, and is it going to work with that pimento green, and what about that yellow, etc., etc. So it can work, this starting from scratch method, but it does take time, and it does take, frankly, it takes a little bit of color know-how to make sure that the colors you're using are good together, and color know-how when it comes to fixing things that aren't going right with whatever colors you're coming up with. Okay, so I got a better way. It's a shortcut, but in this case, shortcut isn't a bad thing. This is a good shortcut. This is a way to make looking for colors easier and better. Trust me, at least that's my experience. So if you don't trust me, fine. But in my experience, this really works. Here's what I do. And this method, it doesn't require a great deal of color theory know-how. It really doesn't. What it requires is that you know what you like. But, I know what I like, you know what you like. We got that part in the bag, right? Okay, so it's called Color Index XL. It's this book that I wrote. Okay, I use it all the time, like I mentioned before. So this thing it's filled. It's filled from top to bottom, from side to side with color ideas of all kinds. Tons of color ideas here. You can look at this and go, oh, I like this one. I like that one. Oh, here's the one I like better. That's how this book works. It's an idea generator for color schemes. And each of the colors, of course, comes with its CMYK and its RGB formula, so they're ready to plug into the computer. Now, you can use this book however you like. Go from start to finish, go from finish to start. I don't care. Fan through it, look at it randomly. Doesn't matter. You can just load your brain with ideas with this book pretty quickly, pretty easily, and it really speeds things up. And yeah, these color schemes, they're here for you to use, and they're here for me to use too. I use them all the time. And you can use these color schemes, just as they are, right from the book. Or, as I'll get to later, you can mix things up by modifying a color formula, using something of your own choosing. It's all up to you. And as you might have already noticed, each page here has 4 palettes, and each palette is made of 5 colors. You're welcome to use all 5 colors for whatever you're working on, your logo, your layout, your illustration, or you could just use 4, you could use 3, you could use 2, you could use 1, I don't care. Here I've used just 2 colors, and I've also added black. That works. It's your call entirely. And when I say it's your call entirely, I mean it. There are no rules or regulations with this book. I mean, you use it however you like. Use it as a coffee coaster if you want to. Okay, so this color index book that I've been showing you, it's not the first one. There was the original color index came out in 2003, I believe, and then color index 2 came out in 2007. These things have been on my desk for years, and I would hate to go back to not having them. It's where I get my color ideas. And lately I've been using this latest color index book exclusively because, well, it does have some improvements. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the older books. These things have been around, and they're popular. They're available in like 6 languages, and people use them. People like them. I hear from readers all the time. This latest book, it's got some improvements. And there's one improvement in particular that the new book has that I want to talk about in the next video. And it connects with the way that designers and illustrators go about looking for color schemes that have just the right mood and meaning, and also just the right like practical light and dark situation going on among the colors. You know what I mean? If you don't, watch the next video and you'll find out.